All right, let's do it. We're ready to go. We are settled, ladies and gents. Can we just have one more massive round of applause for a big love and support? How good. You know it's good vibes when the father-in-law daps up as they're given away. So, ladies and gents, family and friends, it is with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome you to the wedding ceremony of Rhiannon and Sam, where although Mr. Collins doesn't acquire her last name, he does get to secure a real treasure today. Well, it's no surprise that we are here today, literally. Sam and Rhiannon were trying to organise a surprise wedding, but too many of you guys spoiled it. So they are very thankful that you've still decided to join them today. And while we're sad some people couldn't make the journey, that does mean there's a little extra alcohol at the reception. So we will have a drink on their behalf. But thanks to Sam's past performance, there will be no Jack Daniels available at the bar. My name is Daniel Delby, and I'm duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. As you can see so far, I'm not your typical old lady celebrant. And knowing how organised Rhiannon is, you can be assured that her and Sam have heard and approved today's ceremony already. So knowing that we have the all clear, feel free to laugh along with them when you hear the funny parts of their relationship, as well as the romantic stuff too. Because laughing does make you 70% more attractive to the opposite sex. So Sam must have laughed a lot because he's definitely batting. There you go. Everyone else just got sexy as well. So today's marriage is the complete opposite of love at first sight. Not the TV show, the saying, love at first sight. They were at a club on Aberdeen Street, but they don't remember the name of it due to the copious amounts of booze they consumed during a massive drinking sesh that day with their mates. Rhiannon had been at an event and Sam had been drinking at Oktoberfest all day, dressed in his best German brewing attire. For Rhiannon, it had reached the point of the night where she was fed up and she was ready to go to bed, when suddenly this bloke in lederhosen came up to her and said, "Ja, mein Frau, my name is Action Man Sam. I want you to be mine. Nah, just messing. But Action Man Sam is apparently his alter ego when he's on Jack Daniels, hence the warning earlier. So, Action Man Sam, even though he has a few drinks, apparently he does not put bros before lederhosen. And after trying his best to alter the bed that Rhiannon wanted to go back to, Sam was quickly shut down into getting no Action Man Sam. Dad stabbed himself up there. So he cracked the shits and left. Or to put it in Oktoberfest terms, he cracked the schnitz after too many steins and said, 999. After that first encounter, Rhiannon thought Sam was an absolute tosser. And Sam thought she was a stuck-up snob. Classic brat summer, brat-verse behaviour. But the next weekend, Mercury must have been in retrograde because their attitude towards each other spun a complete 180 degrees. As fate would have it, they were both at the Beaufort Street Festival and they'd crossed paths again. Sam had no idea he had met this person before, so he reintroduced himself. Apparently, Action Man Sam's superpower is confidence, but his weakness is early onset dementia. However, from that moment, they both described their connection the exact same way, like a house on fire. Some people have a spark between them, these guys have a flaming castle. They had such a good time together that they decided to continue their impromptu date by sharing the walk home, which, walk is a loose term, it was more of a journey than a stroll, as it was an hour on foot. The time flew by though, as they were deep in conversation, and they found out that they'd grown up living 2 streets away from each other, and they'd had a lot of the same friends, but their paths hadn't crossed yet, other than the Battle of Berlin the week before. As they reached the crossroad of their streets, they put the hot into Hotham Street and shared their first kiss. So, yeah, somehow they were able to do a U-turn of emotions for Sam to end up with the girl next door, kind of. Yeah, 2 streets away. Even though they'd really hit it off, they remained casual and dated for a year, but the gap was about to become further than 2 streets away. Rhiannon had convinced herself that she wasn't ready for anything serious. She didn't want a boyfriend, and she knew that Sam had an upcoming Euro trip with his mates. Rumour has it he needed some new custom-made lederhosen. They decided to leave it as friends, and they went out for lunch before Sam left. Rhiannon remembers having a strange feeling in her gut, but decided to just ignore it. Turns out it was food poisoning. No, it wasn't. It was love sickness. Her subconscious was trying to deliver a message about the boy up the road. The feeling refused to go away until eventually she was struck with an epiphany that she was in love with this man. She wasn't going to say anything until he returned to Perth, but she went out with her girlfriends one night, got rip-roaring drunk, and sent him the dreaded drunken I love you DM on Facebook. If Sam is Action Man Sam, then when Rhiannon's drunk, she's messaged from halfway across the world girl. Luckily, she was not left on red, and when Sam came back to Perth, he eventually asked her to be his girlfriend. These guys really pushed the extremes of the saying, distance makes the heart grow fonder. There should be distance makes the Qantas point stronger and the relationship longer. Since then, they've truly embraced the status of opposites attracting. Sam grew up in a calm, chilled house. He enjoys his peace and quiet, and he can spend time gaming with no issues. Whereas Rhiannon told me she comes from a blended family with 3 siblings and is chaotic, loud, and an absolute extrovert. They've found their middle ground, they've bonded over their shared morals and values, and they never push each other to change. Even though they both hated each other when they were full of piss, they now love taking the piss out of each other over a nice cold Chardonnay, which I'm told is okay for both of your drunk alter egos to drink. They have developed a deep level of understanding, love and respect for each other, and are always committed to work on things no matter what. Their relationship is a safe place for them to be their true selves. This is one of Rhiannon's favourite things about Sam. She admires how honest he is and down to earth that he is. He's always been authentically himself and genuinely doesn't care one bit what people think about him. What you see is what you get, and he doesn't change who he is to please others or to fit a certain mould. That's also a really calm way to say he refuses to stop playing Call of Duty. But Sam loves this and appreciates it, even though she's not the biggest fan of his gaming. She bought him a custom-made PlayStation cake for his birthday once. Yeah, the custom-made PlayStation cake was just her covered in sponge cake with cream as joysticks. That was a joke, Dad. That was a joke. They'd heard this, they approved it. Sam will also never forget on Valentine's Day how she wrote 100 little messages about things that she loved about him and stuck them in an envelope. For Sam, it's Rhiannon's caring nature and selflessness that he loves the most. She allows him to be himself and she doesn't expect him to change, even if it can be difficult at times. Sam admires how she always puts others before herself, which might be the only reason to explain how she has converted from being a West Coast Eagles supporter to embracing Sam's beloved Adelaide Football Club. After last year though, maybe it's not something to crow about for either team, but that seemingly small choice had a bigger effect than Adelaide's power stance before games. He reckons once she changed over, he purchased the ring immediately, as soon as she'd switched camps. Sorry, I shouldn't use the word camps around a Crows supporter. Just like Adelaide catfished us into thinking they were a good team this year, Rhiannon always jokes about how Sam catfished her after Europe. After that trip, he bought her a diamond bracelet, which she absolutely loved, but she's had to wait 7 years more for the next piece of jewellery to come along. But it was the diamond ring, which is probably the most meaningful as it has led us here today. Although, The proposal wasn't too much of a surprise to Rhiannon, and she kind of knew she was getting a ring. Because she had asked to use Sam's computer once, and he had forgotten to clear his search history. Fellas, you'd be absolutely stoked that the only thing they find is an engagement ring in your search history. So Sam's doing well. When it came to the actual proposal though, nothing was going to plan, much like the Eagles season. They were in Bordeaux, in France, and of all the places Sam had picked, they didn't look like the photos, and they were too touristy to do it. So Sam has a Europe catfish story as well. After smashing down a steak, then a drink at a rooftop bar, Sam would normally be the first one to go to bed, but he encouraged her to check out some more of the monuments around town. He was about to drop the knee when a rat jumped out, so he aborted last minute. This led to another hour of walking around when he finally settled on the main bridge, which was a nice upgrade from Hotham Street. He asked her to take a photo, and as she turned around, he was on bended knee, killing a rat. No. He attempted a speech, but the nerves got the better of him. The rat got his tongue. But his proposal is really funny. He said, "All right, honey bun, I love you very much and would like to consolidate this relationship. Will you marry me?" Yeah, it definitely worked. Yeah, we know that it worked because he asked his secretary to record the minutes of the meeting. They shook hands and considered the engagement consolidated. Now we're doing a merger. They spent the next few days absolutely loved up, running around the city, having an unforgettable time. So from Beaufort Street to Bordeaux, let's make this official. This next bit, this is where it needs to be serious. We've got the government warning. Before you're joined in marriage in my presence and the presence of these witnesses, I'm to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others are voluntarily entered into for life. All right, now we're going to do the I do's, so you just got to say I do. Sam, do you promise to love Rhiannon as much as you love gaming? Continue to be unapologetically yourself. Use your controllers, also known as your hands, to put dishes in the dishwasher instead of next to it. Leave the mullet in your 20s. Always, it's coming back. Always answer your call of cutie and continue to be the kind, funny and loyal partner that she's fallen in love with from this point forward.
I do.
Just you can clap that if you want. Yeah. Rhiannon, do you promise to love Sam as much as you love leaving drawers open around the house? Continue to barrack for Adelaide. Unplug the straightener from the PowerPoint so you don't stress both of you out. Stop trying to record him sleep talking. And continue to be the selfless, charismatic and beautiful partner he has fallen in love with from this day forward.
I do.
Beautiful. Alright, so Dylan or Dylan, can we grab the rings please? Thank you. Alright, yep, nice. Alright, so in a moment we're going to do our vow ceremony. So this is where we get to hear some nice stuff from these guys. Sam's going to go first. He's just going to read his vows in the mic. Once he's finished, I'll grab the microphone and the vows and he'll pop the ring on like a finishing move and we're going to go nuts.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Samuel Anthony Collins, take you, Rhiannon Francis Treasure, to be my lawful wedded wife. Rhiannon, you are the most caring, selfless and beautiful person I know. Yes. Falling in love with you has been a walk in the park. From our first date, where you kept the conversations alive, to now still keeping the conversations alive. I will never take anything for granted, and I appreciate all the things that you do for me. I love how you support me, believe in me, and help me reach my goals. I love how our relationship is built on trust, values, and food. Sunday pub roast will be a forever thing. I love your patience and tolerance with me when sometimes I can be an only child or go through phases. Sorry to say, golf is not a phase. Being your husband, I promise to respect you, support you, love you, and care for you through the good times and the bad. I promise to be the same man you fell in love with all these years ago. I promise to always be striving to be a better person and to be the best husband I can be. Today is the next step in our adventure, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. No matter what, I am committed to building a life with you, one that is filled with love, trust, loyalty, and most importantly, compromise. I look forward to building more memories and creating a family of our own. I'm proud to call you my wife, and I'll happily share the rest of our lives together. You are everything I've ever dreamed of in a woman and a life partner, and I now feel complete and extremely lucky to have found you. Love you.
Yeah. It's alright. Alright, first. There we go. First one's locked in. Round of applause. Alright, we're going to do the exact same thing in reverse.
Might are a bit longer. I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Rhiannon and Francis Treasure, take you, Samuel Anthony Collins, oh God, sorry, to be my lawful wedded husband. Sam, I wish I could stand up here and say we had one of those romantic, love at first sight kind of love stories, but as we've established, our first meeting was anything but. My God, have we made up for it though, and I can't believe that we're still standing here, 8 wonderful years later, about to become husband and wife. 8 years sounds like a long time, but it feels like just yesterday we met, 2 young, wild and clueless kids with absolutely no idea what we were doing and the life-changing romance we were about to enter into. Something I think we can pride ourselves on is that we've both grown together side by side all these years. Despite being 2 very different people, we've always chosen to love and accept each other for who we really are, flaws and all, and never tried to change the other person. We're both just free to be ourselves, walk our own paths as individuals, but always with the love and support of the other person. Our relationship is honest, genuine, loving, full of compromise, and always wanting the best for one another. They say the highest form of love is consideration, and you've shown me that every single day in our relationship. You never made me question your loyalty and commitment to me, and have been the grounding and calming presence in my life. My safe place and the person I can truly be my authentic self with. It's hard to sum up all the things I love about you, Sam. Genuine people are hard to find in this world, and you are the most down-to-earth, kind, loyal, and loving soul. You should be proud of the man you are today and the future husband and father I know you will be. I'm extremely grateful to have found the deep and unconditional love I've always dreamt for myself, and know that no matter what life throws our way, everything will be okay because we have each other. With this ring, I promise to always have your back, support your dreams and passions, treat you with kindness, understanding and empathy, be patient, loyal and honest, and stand by your side through the many ups and downs of life. So here's to a lifetime of fun and adventure, not taking life too seriously, laughing together, crying together, and supporting our mighty crows together. I can't wait to see what the rest of life has in store for us. I love you.
All right, so come on, locked away. Round of applause for both of their awesome vows. All right, the hard part's done. Now, in a moment, we're going to sign the documents so their first kiss can be officially as husband and wife. So I'm going to ask Jan and Gaz to meet us over there to sign the marriage certificates. So if you do need to stretch your legs, you can do that now. We're going to be about 5 minutes. I'll get the DJ to play some tunes, and then we'll see these guys hook up in public. So let's give them a quick round of applause and their support team, our beautiful newlyweds. Yeah, newlyweds are proudest of being able to travel around the world together and are building a comfortable life for themselves whilst raising Eddie the mini poodle, which is a pet and not a euphemism for what happens on the honeymoon. In the future, they wish to buy their first home so they can raise a family in it after a few more trips around the globe. So we're going to lock this away with some trips for the lips. So we'll get the DJ. Can you play some music so they're not kissing to silence? And this is going to be like a nice rom-com. So, Sam, from your first kiss, walking the streets, to now seeing your wife walk the aisle on your wedding day, I invite you for the first time as her husband to kiss the bride! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding as I present for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Collins! Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Collins. Keep the applause going for their support team, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. Congratulations. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the group photo. Get on the Jack Daniels after 11.